Table 1. Table 3, these are slightly lower in level, they'll be higher when they're speaking. Table 4.
Just before we get started, guys, just the normal courtesies, please make sure your cell phones are off and all questions directed by the microphones at the side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Preston Mompton, Scotland captain. Who wants to go first?
Preston, can you give us your initial thoughts on your team's performance today?
Yeah, my initial thoughts are very proud of the performance there, proud of the fight back and the character that we showed in the second half. Very disappointed with the first half's performance. Bar Richie and Matthew, I thought they batted beautifully through the middle there. And unfortunately, they couldn't go on to get us a more respectable total. But I think the fight and character, that's something that we're proud of. And overall, I think we're happy with the performance today.
Could you just, what were the conditions like early on there? It looked like the Kiwi bowlers were getting a fair bit of movement.
Yeah, they were getting a fair bit of movement. We didn't really anticipate it to move around that much, but I think they showed, they're world-class performers. And I think from a batting point of view, it's good that we've been exposed to that sort of skill this early in the tournament. So it's a massive learning day for us, especially for the top 6. But hopefully we can use that to our strength as we look to improve as this tournament goes on.
What were you thinking at the innings turnaround? Were you worried that New Zealand might just come out and knock off the runs very quickly and it could be a bad day at the office for you guys?
I was pretty confident, that they would look to try and build on their net run rate and try and knock the runs off quickly. But at the same time, I knew that could provide opportunities, and it did provide opportunities. We obviously had Brendan dropped early on in his innings, but fortunately had him later on. And then I think it showed throughout the innings they were looking to score, and that provided opportunities. And I think we showed, we have a skillful attack there, and when they put the balls in good areas, they got rewards. So that was obviously very pleasing for us. And that shows that, that one of the strengths of the side is our attack and able to take wickets consistently through the innings.
Preston, what would you have done at the toss if you'd won?
Yeah, our thinking was to have a bat. I think we thought it was a good wicket. On the surface, and overhead conditions were pretty good. It was nice and warm, but hindsight tells us that was probably the wrong decision. So fortunately, we lost the toss. But as I said, we didn't really anticipate it to provide that much assistance for the bowlers early on. But at the same time, you still got to put the ball in good areas, and they did exactly that, and they got rewards.
Preston, from being 4 down for virtually nothing to where the match finally ended, do you think you have issued a threat for England, and maybe if you can win that, there can be a quarter-final berth in the offing? How do you think probably this is a serious threat that you have issued for England?
We're not thinking about anything too far ahead. I think going on today's performance, yes, we're very proud of the performance and the fight we showed. England, we'll take a couple of days break and then look to prepare for that fixture, but obviously they're coming off the back of a heavy defeat, and we'll look to pressurise them and keep them down, utilising our strengths.
Preston, the Black Caps have obviously been talked up as one of the favourites for this tournament. You've pushed them very close here today. What sort of confidence do you think other teams might take away from what they've seen here?
I think it showed that their batters were vulnerable if you're able to keep them under pressure consistently and put the balls in good areas, as any batter is. But at the same time, chasing that small total might have been a little bit tricky for them. So and that might have changed the way that their natural game would usually be. So I'm not sure what other teams will make of it, but from a Scottish point of view, we're very proud.
Do you feel like you exposed them somewhat today?
I'd like to think so. Having them 140 odd for 7, we showed good skill from our bowlers. I'm not really going to comment on their batting, but they're still a quality team, and they will go very far in this World Cup.
Preston, you mentioned the assistance for the bowlers. First up, was that, do you think that was because of the pitch, or was that more just what it was doing in the air rather than what it was doing off the surface?
I think a combination of both. I think Trent Bolt and Tim Southey showed incredible skill there and class. These guys play a lot of cricket, a lot of red ball cricket as well. So if there is any assistance there, they know exactly how to exploit that, and they did exactly that.
Preston, I know the side sort of prides itself on its fielding. So what do you put the drop chances down to? Was it nerves in the first game of the World Cup, or?
Yeah, that is one slight disappointment of that second half, is a couple of chances that didn't go to hand. All in all, I think from my point of view, I'm pretty happy with the fielding display, bar those 2 chances. Obviously, in order for us to beat a team like New Zealand, like England, like Sri Lanka, we need to hang on to every chance we get. If we create 10 chances, we need to take 10 chances. I feel that's one way we're going to be able to beat a full member nation. So we do pride ourselves in our fielding, and I think we're at about 85% today. So there is some room in the tank, and hopefully in our next game against England, we can show a red-hot display.
And from the point of view of the sort of self-belief of the side, was Ireland's victory over the West Indies yesterday, does that sort of give you guys more belief that you can also turn over full members?
Absolutely, yeah. Ireland have been doing it consistently. I've always said, I think, it's brilliant that they're able to do that consistently on the world stage as an associate nation. Obviously, we recently beat them quite heavily, so, we do take a lot of confidence from their performance yesterday.
Preston, there's a lot of fear around World Cups that the associate nations won't be able to compete with some of the few full member nations. Yesterday and today are probably some of the closest games so far. Do you feel like you've made a point or emphasized a point that Ireland made yesterday?
Yeah, from my point of view, I don't think we have anything to prove here. We're just here to play cricket. We've qualified. We've actually worked harder. We have to go through the whole process of playing in a pressurized tournament where we have to win 8 games in a row to qualify for a World Cup. So for us being here, it's about playing our cricket and enjoying it, and that's something that is a major focus of this team. At the same time, we realize the importance of showing in a good performance for associate cricket, and hopefully the performance we put on today, it gets people talking, and it shows people that associates belong at World Cups.
Preston, given the start that was made, was there any particular message to Matt and Richie about how they should go about their batting?
Yeah, I think it was a natural process to consolidate, and they did exactly that. When they got in, the ball was still doing a fair bit, and they showed great skill to build a platform there. And then once both of them got in, I think they showed the skill that we're capable of as a batting unit. They're both pretty disappointed that they couldn't go on, because I think they knew there was potentially 100 on the cards for one of them, which would have been a great thing for Scottish cricket. But it wasn't to be today. Great partnership, however, and disappointed as well that we couldn't scrape together a few more runs from the bottom order.
Preston, when you were 6 or New Zealand was 6 or 7 down, did you think you could actually snatch victory at that point?
Absolutely. I think, when we dropped Corey Anderson at fine leg, I thought that was a huge moment. But, the boys kept coming back. We kept coming back. And then to get Corey out eventually, and then obviously Luke, we were right in the game. All it takes is 1 or 2 good balls, 2 and 2 balls, and they're 9 down. So, we were very close today. And as I said, I'm very proud of the performance. Thank you.
Trent, could you sum up that performance? I mean, how scary did it get at the end there?
Yeah, it got a little bit scarier than we wanted, I guess. Yeah, when I'm rushing around the change room trying to chuck the pads on, it means that we might be in a little bit of trouble. But yeah, we got there in the end, and we got the points, and we got the job done. So yeah, pretty satisfying.
Do you think for the batsmen it'll have any effect on them going forward, or is it as an easy one to put behind them, do you think?
I don't think so. Yeah, I reckon the Scots bowled really well. They came out there and gave it everything, and knew that they could try to defend that, and yeah, put some decent pressure on us. So I don't think we'll be two phases of batting unit. We got the job done, like I said, and we got the points. So yeah, let's move on to Friday.
Hi Trent, I guess it was the classic game of two halves in a certain sense. But how did you feel the Black Caps bowled today?
Yeah, I said in the post-match before that we felt that it swung around really nicely, and there was some good assistance from the wicket as well. Yeah, us as a unit bowled pretty well. I thought we got the ball to swing, and we got a decent Scottish side all out for 143. So we knew there was still some batting to be done, and like I said, we got put under some pressure by some of their bowlers, and yeah, eventually got there. So
the decision to field first, Trent, was that based on something you saw on the pitch, or was that part of a longer term plan for the Black Caps going forward?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Brendan probably could answer that better than me, but yeah, we saw that there was some greenness in the wicket. Yeah, we knew that it was going to swing, so why not put them under pressure? So we started nicely, and they kicked back nicely and got through to 143, but like I said, we're happy that we got the job done.
Was it nice to live up to the price tag today?
No, it's just nice to be out there and assisting or contributing to a bowling performance and to the win. So, like I said, as a unit, we stuck together pretty nicely, and it's nice that everyone put their hand up and helped in some way, and yeah, got that win.
Can you tell us what it was like last night? Obviously, you would have been gathered around a screen, I'm sure, to see what you were going to go for. Can you take us back? What was it like in there?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. You could imagine sitting around a computer screen with a couple of your mates, and yeah, not really knowing what was going to happen. But yeah, it was pretty exciting there for a couple of minutes, and you know, I'm not really too sure if it's settled in with me yet. But yeah, pretty exciting opportunity coming up.
Trent, you must have been pleased with your first over today.
Yeah, like I said, it did swing around nicely, and just managed to get the line right and ask some good questions of their batsmen. So yeah, it kicked off with a bit of a bang there, and I thought Timmy bowled superbly as well to chip in with 2 wickets, and yeah, that set us up really nicely.
And how do you rate your bowling performance today?
Yeah, it was okay. Like I said, a good start, and yeah, asked some good questions throughout my spell, and yeah, just like I said, very happy to contribute to the team performance overall. So yeah.
You talked about the batting, but do you think maybe you got a little bit complacent?
With the bat or with the ball?
With the bat as a team. 7 wickets now?
Yeah, well, 7. Yeah, yeah, it put us in a position that we didn't really want to be in. But like I said, a lot of credit's due for those Scottish men for asking those questions of us. And yeah, it shows you that the way the game can go, you can build the pressure in the right areas. You can upset anyone on their day. But like I said, we got there in the end, and guys are really happy. And yeah, we'll move on to Friday night now.
Trent, just going back to the auction, can you tell us who you watched it with and whose room, or a little bit more, and also what were your confidence levels of actually being picked up?
I don't know how my confidence levels were. It was just a pretty unique experience. It's something I felt I had no control over, and yeah, I put my name into an auction almost a couple of months ago, and then you just kind of let it happen. So myself and Tim, Milne and Ronk and Kane were actually sitting around, and yeah, it all seemed to happen there pretty quickly, and like I said, it was very exciting.
And those, I suppose, are always difficult because some guys go for less than they expect, or some guys don't get picked up. And you know, what was that difficult, and what was their reaction like from the guys?
Oh no, the guys were pretty elated for me, and yeah, everyone's pretty close and tight knitted in the group, and no, it was pretty special just to share it with a couple of mates, and yeah, go through something like that, because it really is kind of a one in a lifetime thing. So. It was exciting, but I guess the focus is still on the World Cup. There's no doubt about that. There's yeah, a lot of cricket to be played between now and then, and that's definitely my focus anyway.
Just on the auction again, Trent, I mean, it was only a year or two ago that you seemed to be regarded more as a red ball bowler. You must sort of be amazed at how far you've come in the shortened versions of the game.
Yeah, well, I suppose everyone knows that Test cricket is my passion, and there's no doubt about that. There's nothing better than winning a Test match and a Test match series with the black cap on. But yeah, this World Cup was always going to be a big goal of mine and something I'd love to be involved in. And I felt like I put a lot of focus into the white ball and my game with the white ball just in the background. So it's nice to yeah, be contributing, like I said, and to get some accolades like I have recently is something that I wasn't necessarily expecting. But yeah, we'll focus on that when that comes.
Trent, just on the makeup of the 11 today, I think, no changes. The bowling rotation's sort of been throughout the summer. Do you feel like now everyone's sort of settling into their role, knows what their role is, etc., and that's sort of going to be the way it is moving forward in terms of, you feel like that's your 11?
Oh, well, it's hard to say. It's going to be a long tournament, and like I said, there's a lot of cricket to be played. So I think that the great thing about our group is that we've got 4 guys on the sideline that are hungry to be out there, and they've definitely got the skills to be out there. So anything can happen, and I'm confident that any of the 15 can step up and jump into a role. But yeah, to field the same side 2 outings in a row and to get the job done is obviously very satisfying for all of us.
Trent, you mentioned Test match cricket. Do you feel like you and Tim are almost bowling with pretty much a Test match mentality at the top at the moment, where you're really trying to take wickets, you've got a full slip cordon rather than conventional opening bowlers and one-days?
Yeah, we know that if you do have a bit of success up the top and get wickets, the amount of pressure that puts on the opposition. So yeah, running in and trying to bowl Yorkers and trying to do all sorts is not really the ingredient to doing that. It's about building pressure, and yeah, myself and Tim, I guess, try to keep it as simple as possible. And when we get conditions like that where it does swing and we get that little bit of assistance out of the wicket, then yeah, the wickets kind of come. So yeah, that's the focus. We know what wickets in the top can do.
Final questions, please.
Trent, we spoke obviously just before with Preston. He said he felt that his side had exposed some vulnerability, I think were his exact words. This team feels like it's sort of built up a bit of almost an air of invincibility about it, in some circles anyway. Do you feel like that's taken a bit of a hit today?
I answered a question about invincibility the other day, and I didn't really understand it. So yeah, I'm not really too sure how to answer that one. We just went out there to put pressure on them, and yeah, well, I don't really know actually. It's a tough one to answer, but like I said, we bowled well and set the game up, and yeah, got through with the bat and got the result we wanted. So yeah.